I've always said that conservatives have the biggest like victim complex in all the political landscape, okay? People like to claim, or I should say reactionaries like to claim that like trans people and gay people and black people and just lefties in general have like a big victim complex and they're addicted to being victims. But without a doubt, conservatives are the biggest victims out there. They've got the biggest fucking victim complex. They will simultaneously claim that they're like the big fucking alpha dogs or whatever, while at the same time getting offended over like a superhero movie having like a girl power moment in it, okay? Like, I don't know how conservatives can simultaneously call lefties snowflakes while also getting extremely mad about anything even vaguely progressive ever happening, especially in like a movie or in any kind of media. Conservatives are the biggest fucking snowflakes, and someone recommended this video to me to watch on my Discord. It's called "This T-shirt is your uniform for the war on free speech. Time to suit up." This video is actually from back in June 2019, so it's a bit of an older one. But I watched the first 30 seconds of this. The rest of it is all brand new to me, and it became very evident to me how big of a victim complex these people have. So we'll just go ahead and watch the video, and we'll go over the most relevant parts. That's obnoxious. By the way, prepare to cringe quite a bit, and this video is an ad for t-shirts.
Racist, offensive, intolerant.
I see.
Those are just a few of the words that people have used to describe me when they see me wearing this shirt. In fact, the extremely tolerant young lady that called me a total fucking douchebag said that she wished I would die a slow and painful death. But none of that bothers me. What does bother me is when...
Don't believe it. This guy's coping hardcore, okay? Never believe it when a conservative says, "Huh, whenever somebody says something mean to me and they're progressive, that doesn't bother me," because this is going to be disproven 5 seconds later when he starts complaining about a bunch of like minute shit in the next, for basically the next 2 minutes of the video.
When I see soy boy sissies and uninformed athletes or celebrities disrespecting our
soy boy sissies and uninformed athletes and college people. What was the last one?
And uninformed athletes or celebrities disrespecting
celebrities, not college people. I see. Yes.
Disrespecting our flag and our country.
As Christians and patriots.
Hold on, I'd like to point out he says disrespecting the flag. Isn't it not against like one of the tenets of the American flag to not wear the flag on or as clothing? I'm actually very curious because this guy's shirt that he's selling has the American flag on it. Isn't it a thing that like, hold on. I know I type like a boomer. I have to with the way my microphone is oriented. Yeah, the US flag code. All right, here's the flag code. The flag should never be displayed with the Union down, except as a signal of dire distress and instances of extreme danger to life or property. The flag should never touch anything beneath it, such as the ground, floor, water, or merchandise. The flag should never be carried flat or horizontally. The flag should never be used as wearing apparel, bedding, or drapery. It should never be festooned. What is this, festooned? What does festooned mean? Adorn. Oh, like with garland or ribbons or decorations. Drawn back nor up in folds, but always allowed to fall free. Bunting of blue, red, and white and red, always arranged with the blue above, the white in the middle, and the red below, should be used for covering a speaker's desk, draping the front of the platform, and for the freedom of decoration in general. Yeah, like it literally says, "Oh shit, some ordinary gamers. Thank you for the tier 1 sub on YouTube, the membership. Holy fuck, I like your stuff. It's cool as fuck. Hopefully you enjoy the stream." Yeah, like if we're being honest here, this is the American flag code. Most people who call themselves patriots, hell, even the average American politician, breaks many of these tenets of the flag code every single day. The idea of having a shit ton of American flags up when, like, the president gives a speech can be interpreted as a breaking of the flag code, if we're being completely real here. Like, you're not supposed to use it on your clothing, like as decoration. And you're not even supposed to modify the flags. Like when you see the flags that have those little golden fringes on them, that's also like a violation of the flag code. But to be fair, the flag code isn't really something that's that strongly held up, right? It's more of like a formal thing.
Our beliefs are under attack daily. From out-of-touch celebrities poking fun at our faith, to spoiled athletes disrespecting our country by kneeling.
I want to point out that this guy said that he doesn't like sissy soy boys, and yet examples of his beliefs being under attack
As Christians,
are people protesting, so using their First Amendment right, the most important right that Americans have to express their opinion on things.
and patriots, our beliefs are under attack daily. From out-of-touch celebrities poking fun at our faith.
So celebrities making jokes about their beliefs,
To spoiled athletes disrespecting our country by kneeling.
and then athletes engaging in one of the most important American rights that we have, protesting by kneeling. They're just kneeling. Yeah, soy boys, using the term soy boys, and any time after 2016.
Kneeling during the national anthem. Meanwhile, the free speech of American patriots is being demonized at every possible.
How much do you want to bet these motherfuckers let the flag touch the ground? Listen, dude, you know what you're supposed to do when the American flag has been desecrated in any way? Do you know what you do? You're supposed to fold it up, have a ceremony to retire the flag, and then you're supposed to burn it. That's what you're supposed to do when the flag touches the ground. Or basically in any case where the flag is disgraced in a way that breaks the flag code, that is what you're supposed to do. If you're like a super patriotic boy, which these types of people definitely are. Or claim to be.
There's a war being waged on free speech, and the FPA is standing strong on the front lines in the face of enemies, both foreign and domestic. The last stand
I'm sorry. I hate these people who get this pissed over protesting people die for the right to exist. Yeah, exactly. Like, our soldiers, our troops, and everybody who came before them that are responsible for America existing fought and died for people's rights to disagree with their own. You do know that, right? Freedom of speech protects the rights of those you disagree with. It's wild to me because, like, the conservative, or I should say this particular kind of conservative. Also, fuck, there's so much to acknowledge here. For one, that was cringy as fuck. The way he's walking down the hall, it's like, you could widen this and it would be like the Putin walk meme. On top of that, the bald eagle does not sound like that. That is actually American propaganda. Do you want to hear what an actual bald eagle sounds like? Here. I'm going to show you guys what an actual bald eagle sounds like. Come on. Make the noise. Come on. Come on. Come on. You're embarrassing me in front of 533 people, Bald Eagle. Come on. Do it. Make the noise, please. They literally did an edit cut because it took. You could have made this video. Yeah. That's the actual sound bald eagles make. The screech that you hear generally when you see a bald eagle, like do its little screech, that is actually from a different kind of bird of prey. I believe it's from either an osprey or like a peregrine falcon, some kind of like other type of bird. That is the actual sound that bald eagles make. That's not like, oh, it was just particularly quiet or it's a baby or something. That is the sound that bald eagles make. They do not make a loud screech like the caw that you hear in that like little sound effect. Anytime you see a video or a clip or anything of a bald eagle making that noise, it is deliberately edited, putting the sound of a different type of bird of prey over that bald eagle sound. So I know most of that's nitpicky, but we'll get to the actual substance of my argument here now. So people using their First Amendment right to, even if they are arguing against the concept of people having First Amendment rights, is patriotic by the simple fact they're using the rights that our predecessors and our soldiers fought and died to give them. It's crazy to me how these types of people will bitch and whine and complain all day about how, like, the left is trying to censor them when they're actively advocating for the left to have their freedom of speech to disagree with them taken away. It's wild to me.
He is a perfect representation of our feelings on faith and country. And wearing the Last Stand tee will designate you as one of the millions of Americans that refuse to back down from their beliefs.
By the way, this is grifting, okay? Like, this guy's selling t-shirts. There are people who agree with what this guy is peddling, like the arguments that he's making, but this guy himself, I would not be surprised if he doesn't believe a word that he's saying. The guy is peddling t-shirts, okay? This is an ad.
Join the 60,123 patriots. Oh,
Patriots.
what have we here? Thanks to Robert Jefferson from Uranus, Missouri, make that 60,124 patriots that have already...
I'm going to assume that was a made-up name and that wasn't actually a person who, at that perfect timing in this scripted video, just bought a t-shirt. I'm going to assume that didn't actually happen. Also, there is a picture of Kim Jong-un, it appears, with a Trump hat in the background, so... All right, nice meme.
already purchased their Last Stand tee. Click the link and get yours for just $1. Works for me. Here you go, Rosie. The only thing we need to make this incredible deal possible is for you to cover the cost of shipping. We're practically giving these shirts away. But don't worry, we're not feeling the burn all of a sudden.
Very painful.
Quite the opposite. We're on a mission. A mission to grow our community of patriotic Americans to over 1 million strong. In order to do this, we cut out the middleman and we're printing our shirts right here in America. Because we refuse to use cheap...
That is, once again, not the sound bald eagles make. I know it's very nitpicky, but it's a fun fact, and I feel the need to bring it up every opportunity I have. There's something so funny to me about the fact that conservatives can simultaneously posture as like these victims that are like constantly under attack, right? Well, at the same time, having like these really successful like campaigns for selling like merchandise or these very large online or more mainstream media presence. Like, if we're being honest here, in most areas of media, both online, especially when it comes to talk radio and even on TV, conservatism dominates these platforms. Like Fox News, I believe, is the largest news channel there is. It is like completely undisputed that conservatives own talk radio. I mean, Rush Limbaugh and who's the other guy? Glenn Beck basically own the fucking like online, like, or not online, like radio show stuff. And for the most part, the largest political figures on the internet, especially on YouTube, are conservative. Ben Shapiro is on syndicated radio, not surprising. Like, Tim Pool is without a doubt the largest online political figure there is, and he is decidedly right-wing. He claims to be a centrist, but I've never once heard him argue a left-leaning or even like a center-leaning position. Like, I never have. I've never heard him argue like a left-leaning position. Joe Rogan, I would not call a conservative, if I'm being honest. Joe Rogan has some pretty bad conservative takes, but for the most part, I think Joe Rogan is like a pure centrist. Like Joe Rogan is a pure centrist, okay? Like, he is very malleable to whatever idea he's discussing. One day he can be talking to Bernie Sanders and agree with everything he says. And the next day he can be talking to like Alex Jones and be agreeing with an unsettling amount of what Alex Jones says. That's as much as I'll say. But yeah, for the most part, conservatives have like an overwhelming amount of success, and yet they claim to be victims. The YouTube algorithm helps both sides. Helps both sides out because a lot of watch time exists for both sides of the spectrum watching content. Yeah, that's true. The problem is that I feel like conservatives have gotten a bit of a head start. Yeah. The whole being censored by the algorithm thing is bullshit. If I'm being honest, though, both sides are getting shit because of the YouTube algorithm. Because the YouTube algorithm is favoring more mainstream sources, right? Like, whenever I put on, let's say, a ContraPoints video, you know, she's very left-leaning. Almost every time, the next video that plays with the YouTube autoplay is a John Oliver clip. You're way more likely to have a John Oliver or Stephen Colbert or Seth Meyers clip play after watching like a Vosh video or a Destiny video or one of my videos than you are to have like another channel similar to mine. Maybe if you're like really into it, the YouTube algorithm might feed you more of what you're watching, but they're really starting to default to the more mainstream stuff on YouTube. Like they're giving a lot of airtime and a lot of algorithm preference to those larger like mainstream platforms. Like they're really going hard on that shit. So the YouTube algorithm is kind of fucking both of us over, and in regards to like right and left. But the right's gotten a bit of a head start, because back in like 2014 to 2016, besides like TYT, for example, and like Kyle Kalinske and Progressive Voice, and even they are pretty small, especially back then, the right had a much larger presence on YouTube politically, especially with like the Gamergate era with like the SJW's own stuff, which wasn't entirely right wing. Like Chris Ray Gun, Seanhead, and whatnot are definitely left leaning, but like I can say from my own experience, if I sat down back in 2016 and watched a Seanhead video or a Chris Ray Gun video about SJWs being cringe, and in many cases they were being cringe, the next video to play wasn't going to be, you know, a left-leaning video. It was going to be a arguably much more right-leaning video than the one I was already watching. And the same goes for left-leaning content as well. But the right had like a pretty strong foothold on political YouTube for the last over half a decade. The like online leftist content like mine and like ContraPoints and whatnot didn't really become successful until pretty recently. I would say around 2018 is when it started to really take off. So, yeah.
Materials. Quantities are limited for this Last Stand t-shirt offer. Give them the finger with your Last Stand t-shirt now for less than the cost of a cup of coffee. The Last Stand tee is a must-have for all patriotic Americans.
Oh yeah, David Packman too. I forgot about David Packman. Holy shit, is that 3 fake bald eagle screeches in one video? In the span of 2 minutes and 22 seconds, we've had 3 bald eagle screeches.
And if you love watching atheist snowflakes melt down as much as I do, well, they hate this shirt. In fact, they hate it almost as much as when I go on pony patrol.
I thought that was going in a very different direction, if I'm being honest. I thought he had a knife in his mouth and he was about to like slit the throat of some guy he thought was an illegal immigrant. Yeah, that is literally assault, but I thought that was going in a very different direction. I thought this video was going to go full mask off and he was just going to like slit the throat of some brown dude on the street because he was like an illegal immigrant. I thought that was going in a very different direction.
It's tier 30 somewhere.
Hippie tears. I wonder if this guy has had like a mental breakdown over Trump losing. Can I find this guy's Twitter? Does this guy have a Twitter? I'm not finding anything. Hold on. I want to see if this video, if they've uploaded anything about the election. Survival life. Is this like some LARPy, like post-apocalyptic, like prepper channel? Like teaching how to make, like most of what I'm seeing here is teaching you how to braid shit out of paracord. Can we look at like their most recent videos? Yeah, they just, oh wow, that video got downvoted to shit. I'm not surprised, the video was cringy as fuck. Yeah, it seems like this video was kind of out of nowhere. Like, this is a prepper channel. Their Twitter is boring. It's sad. I was hoping I could see some severe copium over Trump losing. Yeah. But this didn't age well, though. I imagine... I want to know this guy's Twitter. I want to see this guy's personal Twitter account and the 4-month-long meltdown he's been having ever since November. That's what I want to see. 3 month? 4 month? How long has it been since November?
So salty.
Mom, it was totally uncool. This guy wearing the American flag shirt, he was being so not rad. He came and he spilt my entire cup of joe. you fucking bald motherfucker.
True. Well, that was cringe-inducing as fuck. I am some degree of measurement closer to killing myself now. So yeah, it's wild to me how there's this like it reminds me of, and I'm not saying this guy necessarily is one, but it reminds me of like the tenets of fascism, where the enemy has to be simultaneously overwhelmingly powerful while at the same time being very weak and beatable, right? This is one of the things that's very there's a very inherent contradiction when it comes to both fascism and just basic conservatism, where the enemy, which is the left, are simultaneously weak soy boys, while at the same time the fucking coastal elite, they run all the tech in the media, they're censoring us, they're taking over the government, they're evil, they're all powerful, but at the same time they're soy boys and we're drinking their tears. Like, it's really weird how they're able to like maintain these two positions at the same time. Their site has articles that are cringe as fuck. Hold on, let me get a look at this. I need to see. Important things to prepare for in 2021. Firearms restrictions and pricing increases. Fucking Obama didn't do jack shit to limit guns. Economic collapse. Well, we're already going through that because of Trump. Pandemic job loss. That's true. Vaccine fallout. Pfizer has announced that they have a vaccine that will deliver us from the COVID nightmare. For those who are only looking at this issue on the surface, that means it's time to celebrate. They did not consider the efficacy of the flu vaccine and the repercussions of vaccines in general, so vaccine denial. Every year, mismatch for issues. Okay, this doesn't seem all that bad. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this seems like a prepper channel, like kind of a like cringy, LARPy, like doomsday prepper channel that is obviously like pretty right leaning, and this was kind of out of nowhere for them. Like, don't get me wrong, it seems like some of their videos are all right. You know, it's probably good to know how to start a fire or whatever, right? Like, let's see the content that they put out recently. A friction fire, 15 years later. Like, yeah, it's probably good to know how to start a friction fire. I know how to do it. It's an important thing to do. Yeah, like DIY water filters, like, it's useful skills to have, you know. It's good to know how to start a fire, how to filter water if you need to do it. Like, it's not all that bad. Like, the channel overall isn't too crazy, but then they come out with this video and it gets 10 million views with a 29% like ratio, and they get absolutely blown the fuck out. What? And then they did like a steak. Hold on, I'm actually gonna watch this steak cooking video. We'll put, I gotta say, okay, this steak cooking video seems pretty nice. Hey, Vermin. I'll put this on in the background when we talk. Like, yeah, conservatives are the biggest victims in the world. There's a very big difference between the way that conservatives go about trying to fight what they call tyranny and how the left goes about fighting tyranny. The left encourages action and getting out there, protesting, engaging in mutual aid, helping those that are like in worse situations than yourself, things like that, right? While the right says, watch our videos, subscribe to our Patreons, buy our t-shirts, things like that. There's a very distinct difference. But yeah, anyway. What the fuck, just take the packaging off, freak? It is kind of weird to wash the packaging, but it is actually a good idea to clean the packaging off of any meat that you have before you put it in the fridge or freezer. This is actually good advice, especially if it's chicken. Like chicken and fish, if you're going to put it in the freezer or put it in the fridge, you should wash the package off before you do it. It's true, because like, especially with chicken, because you can get, yeah, he is there's still soap bubbles on the fucking package, I know. But yeah, like fish and chicken especially, you should wash the package off before you put it into the fridge. And especially, oh, for the love of God, don't package meat with like bread and stuff like that. Like if you've got like boxed crackers or bread or something like that, don't put the meat in the same bag as that at the grocery store. And keep an eye on the bagger and make sure they don't do that as well when they're ringing up your stuff. But yeah. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. It helps the video a lot. Subscribe if you're new and you want to see more from me, and ring the bell icon because YouTube doesn't tell you to YouTube doesn't tell you when I'm live or uploading a video otherwise. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram through the links in the description, and join my fan Discord. It's a really good community. There's a link down there as well, both on the video and the stream. And yeah, if you've got any extra money sitting around and you don't need it for anything else, and you don't know what to do with it, you can always support me financially if you can afford to, by donating or subbing on the website. You know how to do. You guys know what to do, okay? You guys know what to do. If you feel like doing it, you can. I appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for watching, and have a good one.